is what we saw here tonight.
I think that's true, but I think also in this case an accurate decision. Still to come, our main event, Michael Nunn and William Guthrie. That's upcoming on the other side of this. Let's take a look at the numbers in this fight. We mentioned that Michael Nunn is in as good shape as he has come in a long, long time. Look at this, 173 pounds. Remember, he was up over 190 for his last fight. As to William Guthrie, he always appears to be in good shape. Comes in at 172. I don't think shape is the question for Guthrie as much as it is for Nunn, but I think it's going to be a very interesting fight. If Guthrie fights him the way he said, that is to get right after him, it might be particularly interesting. So there's really a lot of interesting sidebars to this story of this fight tonight between William Guthrie and Michael Nunn. Does Guthrie have enough pop? Will Michael Nunn still be the same Michael Nunn at 173 pounds as we saw him as a champion at a lighter weight? All those questions could be answered over the next 45 minutes or so. Let's get the introduction to the fighters now, and the ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Minot Municipal Auditorium for our featured bout of the evening, brought to you by America Presents matchmaker Thomas Brown. This bout is sanctioned by the North Dakota State Athletic Commission. The Secretary of State is Alvin Jaeger. Deputy Secretary of State is Bob Shively. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Michael Page and Dr. Darrell Williams. Timekeeper at the bell, Lois Seeley. Introducing to you our judges scoring this bout from ringside, Robert Walsh, Lawrence Vellerud, and Tom Walski. And our referee in charge of this, our main event, Rick Woodward. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us across the nation, live from Minot, North Dakota, it's fight time on Fox in our main event of the evening, a light heavyweight special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with brown trim, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri. He weighed in at a trim and ready 172 pounds with a fine record of 24 wins, only 1 defeat. He has 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, known as Kid Chocolate, introducing William Guthrie. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks and fighting out of Davenport, Iowa. He weighed in at 173 pounds. His record stands at 53 wins, 4 losses, with 34 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former IBF middleweight world champion, the former WBA super middleweight champion, the current WBC number 5 ranked light heavyweight contender, introducing Michael, second to none. Once again, Rick Woodward, our referee in charge, now to give instructions.
Okay, you gentlemen got your instructions in the locker rooms. I want you guys to do 2 things. I want you guys to listen to me at all times, and you protect yourselves at all times. Okay, touch gloves. Good luck. Step back to corners.
Nunn smiling, Guthrie all business there for the stare down.
Bob.
Well, Guthrie, a guy really does have something to prove. Stepped up in his caliber competition to Reggie Johnson and promptly got himself whacked. And Michael Nunn, of course, he's not stepping off the gas here. Guthrie said he was going to get right after Nunn. He felt Nunn would run. A reputation, incidentally, that Michael Nunn has had on more than one occasion. Before we get too far into this fight, let's put the capper on the last fight as Guthrie doing some business against the ropes on Nunn here. And that is, we mentioned earlier that Glenn Thomas, the loser of the last fight, and a good left hand from Guthrie. Again, we'll hold it here for just a moment.
Guthrie working, but Nunn is very adept at blocking punches on the ropes. Oh, he got hit cleanly there, though.
Good right hand. Well, Guthrie doing exactly what he said. Got to keep something in the tank, though, because Nunn does not appear to be hurt.
Nunn will goof around at times, though, and this may not be a guy to goof around with.
Better fight out.
And still, despite all that punishment, Nunn does not appear to really be hurt. Nonetheless, some good shots by Guthrie.
Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads.
Not a bad ploy by Michael Nunn, if in fact it is a ploy.
Watch the pushing. Watch your elbows. Watch your elbows. Let him go. Let him
And
go.
Guthrie holding now.
Nunn actually did get hit cleanly, though, a couple of times there, Barry, in that mix, which, if you remember earlier in his career, he never used to get hit clean. He rarely lost a round.
We'll get to that story of Glenn Thomas. Sean O'Grady does have an update, and we'll get to that right after this first round.
Watch who you're loading. Punch. Keep the punches up.
Nunn, of course, has 36-year-old legs as well, so you're not going to see him dancing for 10 rounds either.
Watch your elbow, Mike. Watch your elbow.
In fact, Guthrie hasn't had to look far for Nunn. He's right in front of him.
No, and we talk about what is this going to take out of Guthrie, but I think you could ask that question the other way, too. What's it going to take out of Michael Nunn? Pretty good left hand by Nunn. Landed in the back of the head, behind the ear. Nunn is not a guy who's going to get you out of there with one punch.
Break, step back,
Well,
step back.
he did with Sambu Kalembe.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
This was one of the great shots, but that was the greatest moment, I think, probably of his career.
Guthrie just stumbled back into the ropes.
We'll start there.
But other than that Kalembe fight, it's been a situation where he's needed an accumulation of punches.
Well, now it's Nunn who's closing the first round with a bit of a rally. Very interesting first round. Well, we told you about the problems of Glenn Thomas before, that he collapsed after his last fight. Sean O'Grady has an upgrade. Sean?
Well, as a result of the low blows from Virgil Hill, Glenn Thomas has been transported to the hospital. Dr. Michael Page attended to him here. What's the prognosis?
Well, he did sustain a few low blows, and right now he's complaining of lots of abdominal pain and groin pain, and I think more of it as a precaution. We sent him over there so they can run some tests on him, make sure that he doesn't have any ruptures or etc.
Yeah. Does it look like he's going to be all right from this?
I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. Thank you, Dr. Michael Page. We hope that he's okay. Back over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Sean. So that's the update on Glenn Thomas. He will go off to the hospital just to check him out, see what the story really is. Let's go back to the early part of the first round here, Rich, and it was all William Guthrie.
Yeah, he came out very fast. Barry, he was very intense. Came out to try to hurt Michael Nunn, and he did land some very clean shots in the early going. Nunn was forcing him to miss a lot of shots on the ropes, but those few got through, and I think carried the round for Guthrie.
Really interesting first round. And then Nunn actually came on toward the end of the first round. Things were much more on an even footing. But you make an interesting point, too, in that Michael Nunn has not done the disappearing act. He's been right there. And Nunn really does look fit. That's another thing that you need mention.
Well, you can see right away the difference in the hand speed, just the difference in the overall quickness of Michael Nunn now as he fights here, as compared to one of those couple of occasions when we saw him over 190 pounds. That dreadful fight he had with Glenn Thomas.
And there's Guthrie again with that right hand in close quarters.
Guthrie is setting himself, getting on balance, and digging with a lot of leverage when he throws those punches.
Watch your shoulders, guys. Watch your shoulders. Come on, your hands are free. Fight out. Let him go, William. Let him go.
These two have a chance to rise in the rankings very quickly because of recent losses by the top two guys, Derek Harmon and Montel Griffin. So they have an opportunity to rise in the ranks.
There's a good left hand from Nunn.
Very sharp, crisp punch by Michael Nunn. Operating tonight without Joe Goosen, his trainer. And Nunn, I think his record with Goosen in the corner is something like 43-1.
Another left hand by Nunn, and Nunn again with a combination.
Break, step back. Watch the pushing.
Since that opening rally by Guthrie, Nunn on an even footing. There was a right hand by Guthrie.
Both of these guys were street kids coming up. In Guthrie's case, he was in an area of St. Louis, the projects there. It was such a combat zone, they called it Vietnam, his area where he grew up. And he started actually boxing. His mom put him into the ring in some little kid gloves thing when he was 4 years old. So he said he was either boxing in the ring or boxing out in the streets. He said the only time I wasn't making a fist is when I was eating. And we really weren't eating that often.
Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads.
That area of St. Louis has produced some awfully good athletes, too.
Excellent work by Nunn, and
Down goes Guthrie in a heap.
2 just sharp, crisp punches by Nunn.
4, 5, 6.
Guthrie says he's all right. He is not all right.
Not at all.
Give me your gloves. Give me your gloves.
His legs are gone, Barry. This could be easy pickings for Nunn here.
And Nunn gets right on him, and wisely so. That actually could be considered a knockdown, even though it was a full takedown.
Watch your holding. Watch your holding. Box.
Guthrie is ready to be taken right now if Nunn can land a clean punch or two.
He's still in big trouble. Still in huge trouble. And just trying to hold on.
He has no legs whatsoever.
And this will be a standing 8 count, and the 3 knockdown rule is also in effect, remember.
One of the few states where you have a standing 8 count for fighters.
8.
And so that is the second knockdown.
And the bell. And that is a case of the bell clearly saving a fighter.
Lock it up. He is in desperate trouble right now.
This is a round where I think any trainer would say, and I know you would, run. Stay out of harm's way. Run like a deer. Down he goes again.
He's calling that no knockdown.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he told the referee, Underwood told Guthrie, you've got to get your balance. You've got to get your balance for me. Otherwise, he's going to stop it.
And Guthrie not really running, and I think running would be an excellent concept.
His legs are just out of it.
Absolutely. And it still will not take very much.
He has not run, and he has not held.
And he still has no legs. It will take very little for Nunn to get Guthrie out of here.
That was a really great body shot by Nunn. That's one area of Nunn that is vastly underrated by the public. Doesn't pay attention. Nunn does a good job on that body. You see all those jabs and punches from the outside, but Michael can land good to the midsection as well.
Guthrie trying to do some business in close quarters, but there's a left hand from Nunn. And now Guthrie holds on.
Nunn a little wild here.
Well, Guthrie not doing what we suspected he would. In fact, he's kind of fighting Nunn.
Yeah, he's fighting his way back into it. He's trying to get a rhythm going here, Barry. I'm looking at his legs. Still a little wobbly, but better than they were.
Better than they were, yeah. But there's a right hand from Guthrie.
Nunn can't get too reckless here because Guthrie has the power to put any light heavyweight down.
Good flash of heads there, too, I believe.
Or you could hear them. See how Nunn's still working the body here, too. Head and body.
Nunn throwing a lot of arm punches.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a little wild in this round. Because I think he felt that he had Guthrie at his mercy, and Guthrie trying to fight out of the fog.
Well, he's done a pretty good job of it. I wouldn't have given him a prayer of getting through this round. I think he not only got through it, he might have won it. It's a big cut over Nunn's eye. Fourth round, and there's a serious cut over the left eye of Michael Nunn. It was declared an incidental headbutt by the referee, Rick Woodward. But it's a pretty nasty cut, and it's going to take a couple of rounds to stop it.
I think it probably came in that loud clash of heads that we heard down here, Barry, when they were right above us.
Here is your card after 3 rounds. You and I both made that second round a 10-7 round.
Now let's see if Guthrie can continue coming back into himself. And Nunn threw a lot of punches in that last round in an attempt to get Guthrie out of there.
Now in Guthrie's corner, his people said to him at the end of that last round, don't get too brave. Now they're both laying on each other. This fight has already taken a lot of different twists and turns.
Nunn working strictly the body there in that exchange.
And strictly with all arms, too, not snapping anything. And there's one.
He knocked him down with a jab.
And I don't know if he went down. I think he was caught by the bottom rope unless his hand touched.
Yeah, but that's enough for a referee, of course, to rule a knockdown.
You watch your feet stay up. Box.
There's a good right hand by Nunn. That was a good clean shot. Now Guthrie will run. Chopping left.
Nunn coming fast, but not quite as wild as he was in round 3 and trying to get the job done here.
But it's more footwork than handwork right now.
He's looking at his opponent now, and he's looking for a real opening this time.
Guthrie's legs do not appear to be in as bad shape as they were after the first knockdown.
And of course, they can't be all the way back, Barry, if he's getting knocked down with a jab. Guthrie really looks surprised by that punch.
Nunn laying in, Guthrie peppering him with the right hand.
Look at Guthrie. He's had a wild life, I'll tell you, from that upbringing that we mentioned to spending 3 years in a federal prison on a drug dealing charge to becoming the light heavyweight champion of the world, and now he's fighting for his survival.
And it's a tenuous fight right at the moment. Coming to the end of the 4th round, and that one jab that knocked Guthrie down, the difference in the round.
Take a look at what happened in that round there. You see the quick jab, knockdown.
Nunn comes out, jumps on Guthrie. Guthrie holds on. Guthrie's corner didn't want him to go backward, to take a backward step. They said that's when you're getting in trouble. And that cut is not opened up again. A great job in the corner on the cut of Michael Nunn. Let's go to Sean O'Grady. Sean?
Jack Durnall. Okay, Jack Durnall in the corner of William Guthrie. How is he staying in this fight? I thought it was going to be over in the second.
Yeah, he's just got guts. He's in good shape. He'll come back. If he can stay in the fight a couple more rounds, he'll come back.
You know, he's been able to land a few punches, but can you put combinations together?
Yeah, he will eventually if he gets his timing. He's just having trouble getting started. He got caught early, and he just can't get started now.
Nunn's too slick in there. Catch with one.
He's real hard to hit, yeah. He's hard to hit.
What are you going to do pull around?
I just told him to box and move around a little bit and wait till he gets his stuff back together.
Try to get his...
Yeah, try to get his timing back together and then come back.
Guthrie's hurt.
Okay, so we'll be looking for that. Back over to you guys.
All right, thanks. A flurry by Michael Nunn. I didn't see a lot of those punches land, but I think even hitting him on the gloves is having an effect on Guthrie right now.
Yeah, I think Guthrie's hurt right now. I think Nunn is hurting him with body and head punches, and I think Guthrie's ready to go.
And another standing 8.
It's one of the few states that allows this, a standing 8 count. Guthrie is now also bleeding profusely from the nose, his face looking jaded at this point, and Nunn in complete command.
Yeah, absolutely now. And once again, Guthrie looking like he did in the second round, that his legs are betraying him.
And this is not a normal posture for Guthrie going backwards.
Nunn just looking for the one shot now. And in this case, that might be enough.
Guthrie still trying at times to jab if he can, try to get some kind of rhythm going. But he's got no legs, and he's clearly in a daze.
Clutching going on at the moment as we wind down in round 5. Virtually every time Nunn hits Guthrie with a clean shot, it staggers Guthrie. There's a good shot right there.
I don't even know how Guthrie stood up to that one.
He stood up pretty well, better than he did from some lesser shots at the bell.
Barry, he's been down 4 times, twice on official knockdowns, twice on standing 8 counts.
But a long night for Guthrie, and other than that first round flurry to start things, it's been a completely lopsided fight. In fact, it's a good old-fashioned whooping.
Well, Nunn right now is building up an astronomical lead, obviously, on the scorecards. He's rolling up 10-8 and 10-7 rounds with all these knockdowns. But, so for Guthrie, I mean, it's quite clear the task is just to catch lightning in a bottle one time, to try to land some Sunday shot to make something unbelievably dramatic happen.
And when your legs are gone, it's really hard to do that. Nunn still has some quickness, able to get out of the way of punches just with his body. Well, you get the sense that Guthrie is stung by every clean punch.
Nunn really hasn't gotten to work yet in this round, although suddenly he seems to get intent on his job.
Yeah, 3-punch combination there. Again, Guthrie into the ropes, and again a left hand.
This is clearly Michael Nunn's most impressive fight in many years.
Yes. Well, every now and then you get a wake-up call, and some fighters get them at one point in their career, some fighters get them at a later point, and hopefully this would be Michael Nunn's. And again, the legs wobble.
Nunn will surprise you with his ability to fight off the ropes the way that he can.
He does so many things well. Oh, huge left hand. And another standing 8 count. That was a huge shot.
It's time to stop this fight.
Yes, it is.
You know, there's no point in this standing 8. Look at him tilting. He looks like the leaning Tower of Pisa. Oh, I can't believe he's letting it go on. That's 5 knockdowns. There's no point. The man is out of it.
Part of it.
That's 5 knockdowns by my count.
And there's another one that buckled it. That's got to be it. Well, everything that William Guthrie was not in this fight, Michael Nunn was.
For William Guthrie, I think it's the end of the line. For Michael Nunn, perhaps a whole new career born at the age of 36.
Well, he was very impressive in every way, and it must be said, I mean, William Guthrie was not a guy who falls into that category of opponent. I mean, this is a guy with some credentials. So, an impressive win for Michael Nunn, and just the opposite for this man, William Guthrie, and I agree with you, Rich. I think it's time to find a day job.
All right, Nunn, sharp, concise all night. Look at these clean punches he lands again. Guthrie completely at his mercy, and finally, the referee steps in. I thought he could have stopped it a round earlier, maybe 2, but eventually at least it was stopped. And Michael Nunn there, the winner, and he continues on. That's not a bad record, 54-4.
That's pretty good, but as you said, I haven't seen him be this impressive in a long time. He showed up looking like he was ready to fight. He was in great shape, and he didn't let anybody down one iota. Right now, let's go to Jimmy Lennon for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 22 seconds of round number 7. Our referee in charge, Rick Woodward, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, Michael, second to none.
Now Michael Nunn wins it in impressive fashion in the 7th round. Here is the end of it. We will be back to talk with the winner, Michael Nunn, and we'll have a little bit more boxing action before we get out of Minot. That's all coming up after this. The set of the ring, Sean O'Grady with Michael Nunn. Sean?
You know what, Michael? I thought your career was over. Having followed your career, I thought you're at the end of the trail. What happened tonight?
Well, you know, I just got serious again in boxing. You know, it's been a long time since I actually went out and looked good. I've been winning fights, but I ain't been winning in the fashion that Michael Nunn should be winning in. So for the past 2.5 months, I dedicated myself. When they told me I was going to be fighting William Guthrie, you know, he's coming off a loss to the IBF champ Reggie Johnson. So I figured he'd come back like a demon, want to redeem himself and show the world he's one of the contenders in the light heavyweight division. So I had to get real serious and get about my business. And May 9th, I want to come out here and put on a successful show for my mother, my sisters, and all the ladies that love in the world.
Michael, why the change, though?
Well, you know, I'm getting older now. If I'm going to be out there with these young guys, you know, I'm going to have to be mentally prepared just as well as physically and spiritually. So, you know, I got to be ready because these young guys, they ain't nothing nice. You got Roy Jones, which a guy I've been chasing for a while. I'm trying to fight him. There's Reggie Johnson. There's Rachiani, which I thought I beat last year over in Germany on a disputed decision. I lost. Then there's Misaleski. So I want to fight the best guys out there, whoever that may be. Sign the contract and let's fight because I deserve to be number 1. I think I proved that tonight.
Michael, in this fight tonight, though, let's talk about that for a moment. You had Guthrie down on the canvas twice in the 2nd round. You gave him 2 standing 8 counts. Does it frustrate you when you can't knock these fighters out like Guthrie?
Not necessarily, because what's going to happen over accumulation of rounds, I'm going to get to him and knock him out. I mean, you know, Guthrie's an experienced fighter. You know, like I said, he just got knocked out by Reggie Johnson. He's coming back trying to redeem himself. So I know the guy was going to be gallant. He wasn't going to lay down because I knocked him down twice. The guy would have kept fighting as long as he could fight. So, you know, I just want to take my time, and I knew finally I'd get him out of there.
I know he wants a champion. You want a championship fight. Why won't the champions fight you?
You know, your guess is as good as mine. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, I think I've proven myself over the years that I'm a credible guy, and I just want to fight the guys, the so-called champions. They profess to be the best in the world. You know, give Michael Nunn an opportunity. I think I proved myself tonight by knocking out a great former light heavyweight champion, William Guthrie, here tonight.
All right, Michael Nunn, he had a good showing tonight. He's proud of himself. He should be. He wants a title fight. Back over to you guys.
That's a wrap for us from here at Minot. For Sean O'Grady and Rich Verrata, I'm Barry Tompkins. So long, everybody.